walk with me.
Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with me without a cause. But I will meditate in thy precepts. Let those that fear thee turn unto me, and those that have known thy testimonies. Let my heart be sound in thy statutes, that I be not ashamed. My soul fainteth for thy salvation. But I hoped in thy word, mine eyes failed for thy word, saying, when wilt thou comfort me? For I am become like a bottle in the smoke. Yet do I not forget thy statutes? How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? The proud have digged pits for me, which are not after thy law. All thy commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me. They had almost consumed me upon the earth, but I forsook not thy precepts. Quicken me after thy loving kindness. So shall I keep the testimony of thy mouth. Forever, O I am, thy word is settled in heaven. Thy faithfulness is unto all generations, and thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. They continue this day according to thine ordinances and for all thy statutes. Psalms chapter 119, verses 78 through 91. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts and hearts of men. And let them not lead me astray from thee, O my God. Establish thou me and my seed forever, that we go not astray from henceforth and forevermore. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20, a prayer of Abram. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on this platform and those shared platforms, we thank God for you. Oh, yes, we do. Yeah, we're still in the book of Joshua. We're in Joshua. We last was in Joshua chapter 10, and we ended with verse 28. Sometimes we have to break this up to expedite time. And we notice how the Canaanitish kings that the Most High had instructed Joshua, the leaders of Israel, to put their foot on their necks and then slay them and then put them in a cave in their mouths. And then some of you have the nerve to say, oh, God is so grotesque. He's so sadistic. He's just a murderer. Who are you to judge God? Man, woman. You judge God all the time. But yet in yourself, you never dig in yourself and see how many murderous thoughts you have or evil surmisings that you have in your heart. You don't see these things. But yet you can look at others and justify yourself by just looking at others, comparing yourself with others. We don't owe anything to anyone, but we do owe accountability to the Most High. And this is why he has the laws, statutes, ordinances, and commandments, that we might be accountable. And it's not really for those that are accountable, it's for those that are not accountable for themselves, that God might put this to their hearts and their minds to let them know you have sinned. Sin is the transgression of the law. That's not just only in the New Testament, but it's also of the Old, in so many words. Now, we're in Joshua chapter 10 and verse 28. But either way, with a hand clap of praise, we thank God for those of you that have been with us since the beginning, and those of you that have been with us since here and thereafter and here's about. And we thank God for those of you who have just subscribed or followed, and those of you that are about to subscribe or follow, calling those things that are not as though they are. Yes, we praise God for you. We thank God for all that you have, even our Creator. Yes, him that possesses all things, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yes, we give glory to him, whom there is no middleman. There is no middle wall of partition. None whatsoever. If a man needs something from God, just go to him directly, and he will answer according to your heart. Now, we're in verse 28 of the 10th chapter of Oshea. We'll call this 10b. Yes. You know what's funny? When I get online, I look at so much how the heathen have caused the depictions of Israel. But what makes it so intriguing and funny is that the heathen have even made the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, they made them all look like them. That's funny. I mean, these people are Hamites. You put us all in Africa. You cause us to be all supposed to be of African and this, and we came from no other country but Africa. I mean, how ludicrous, how silly that is. When you actually think about it, it's dumb. And you wonder why the children grow up and say, why is black men all over the earth? We've always been there. But the fact is, to make even Egyptians, I mean, they try to even make some of the African tribes. You look at TV, they put shoe polish or whatever black makeup they put on their face and try to mimic not only the black man, but also the Asian man too. So they have a lot to do. And this has been also a documented fact of themselves, that they love to imitate others. They love to imitate others and have the identity of others. Never for themselves in many. They do have it for themselves, but you wonder what is original about the colonizer. You wonder. I mean, when you can find that answer, then you get back. The rest is just made up and borrowed from other cultures and other peoples they made to look like them. Now, this is a devil. This is a devil that have infiltrated their hearts by the commandment of the Most High. Yes, he allowed these devils to enter the minds of your oppressors, those of you, even those of you who look like you. So it's best that you follow the ways of the Most High, because when a man ways please God, even his enemies are at peace with him. Yes. Now, Joshua chapter 10 and verse 28. And that day Oshea took Makkedah and smote it with the edge of the sword. And the king thereof utterly destroyed them and all the souls that were therein. God says spare nothing. He had to do just like God commanded him. Don't even spare him. Who are you to say to the Creator why you do this? You better be saying that to the devil or the devils or the Satans. He let none remain, and did to the king of Makkedah as he did unto the king of Jericho. And Oshea passed from Makkedah, and all Israel with him unto Libnah, and fought against Libnah. And the delivered it also to the king thereof into the hands of Israel, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein, and he let none remain of it, but did unto the king thereof as he did unto the king of Jericho. And Oshea passed from Libnah and all Israel unto Lachish, and encamped against it and fought against it. Now, the battle that happened here at Lachish is also found in the history of the ancient Hebrews and Arabs. Even the book of Jasher tells you who really the Arabs are, because the Arabs that you see now today were called by the Arabs, according to Gert Mueller and Anubantu. They were called clients or Reds. This was before the time of, should I say, Muhammad. They were servants, because you had the black of that time, of the Arabs were proud. I mean, everything that it would say, they were black is beautiful. These people that they made servants were mixed with whatever white, what we classify as white, and black. And this is why you have that certain hue. But now they have mixed more with white, and they become more whitish. But they were servants because they were not black enough. And apparently, by the commandment of the Most High, they were made to be the head now instead of the tail. Now the tail are called Huder, and they remain outside of Medina even to this day. But either way, now, but those are the original Arabs. They're all black, according to the identification structure, and the rest are mixed. What you call Arab today are mixed. They're really white, but they're mixed. They're white, half, in other words, just what they would call somewhat half-breeds. Yeah, that's what they call them. But either way, it's not being nothing derogatory, it's just history. Period. And once people accept their own history, then they will fare better and well. Now, he utterly destroyed them. Now, and the I delivered it also, and the king thereof into the hand of Israel. Now, this is not a deliverance, as Moses delivered. Joshua is occupying. Okay? Oshea is occupying by the commandment of the Most High. Now, he is a prophet in many ways. So are all those who were before him are prophets. Were prophets. But mainly Joshua's thing was to ensure that he would battle and motivate the people to occupy the land of Canaan, which was stolen because Canaan decided he wanted to go against his own father. And he decided to dwell in the land they call it Canaan today, which is really the land of Shem. Now, all that and all the way to the south, Shem. That's all it is, Shem. Edom was Shem. Come on here. Regardless of what you say about Edom, Edom is still a Shemite. And I'm sorry, sad to say, but Edom was not what you thought he was. Yeah, he mixed, but he's not what you thought he was. He's still a child of Noah, and he still was of a dark hue, kinky hair, beards, and all this other stuff. Now, and Oshea passed from Makeda and all with him unto Libnah, and fought against Libnah. And the I delivered it also to the king thereof into the hands of Israel. And he smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein. And he let none remain in it, but did unto the king thereof as he did unto Jericho. Now Oshea passed from Libnah, and all Israel with him unto Lachish, and encamped against it, and fought against it. Okay, we read that. Now we're going to read again. And the I delivered Lachish into the hands of Israel, in which it took on the second day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were in, according to all that he had done to Libnah. In other words, Israel understood better than the Christian today that are really true Israel. And they understood that they had power to subdue their enemies. They wasn't afraid to shed blood in the name of the Most High if the Most High commanded them. But yet they would do it in accordance with the law. They would not go to the, should I say, the fatherless. They would not go getting innocent blood. But the blood of Canaan was not innocent, and that his father did not even move. Canaan did not move out of the land which was not allotted to him. That's why he suffered. These are the Hamites. Even their brother was Mizraim. He even warned them, don't go into that land. They understood the power of the Most High. But because their heart was hardened by the words of Noah, he said, your Canaan shall be a servant. He called his name before he was even born, a servant of servants. And this is what's happening. Now, you go back and read that. Now, Horam, the king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish, and Oshea smote him with his people until he had left him none remaining. I mean, everything. Okay, and the fact is that because of the captivity, they fed us to alligators and everything else. This is not because of this. It's not because of this at all. It's because of Deuteronomy chapter 28. These things happen. And from Lachish, Oshea passed from Eglon, and all Israel with him, and they encamped against it and fought against it. And they took it on that day and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein utterly destroyed that day. according to all that he had done to Lachish. And Oshea went up from Eglon, and all Israel with him unto Hebron, and they fought against it. And they took it and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and all the souls that were therein. And he left none remaining according to all that he had done to Eglon, but destroyed it utterly, and all the souls that were therein. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to Debri, and fought against it. Now, you can also say in the book of Zechariah, he talks about, there's an offshoot. That was smart. It was wise in the book of Revelation. It was an offshoot of what happened in Zechariah, chapter 2 and 3. I mean, you talk about the horses. It's funny how they can take those horses and they got the seals open and these horses came out. That's funny. But either way, Oshea returned all the seals with him to Debri and fought against it. And he took and the king thereof and all the cities thereof, and they smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were therein, and he left none remaining, as he had done to Hebron. So he did to Debri and the king thereof, as he had done also to Libnah and to her king. So Oshea smote all the country of the hills of the south, of the vale, of the springs, and all their kings, and he left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as the I am of God of Israel commanded. See, they were following commandments. They didn't just do it in the name. They followed commandments to destroy these people. God was already destroying them and running them out ahead of them. But he had to leave something for them. He could have just wiped them all out with just a word of sickness and disease. That's it. He could have sent a destroyer to destroy every one of them like he did in Egypt with the firstborn. He could have done that. But there was a thing. He wanted to establish confidence in himself with his people. But then you have also these factions that are working of the evil ones, even the Satans, working on the minds and hearts of the people. They were the testers. They were the ones that, okay, God, you say these people are so. Watch this. This is what they do every day with you. Watch this, God. He's going to turn against you now. Oh, he's going to lay with that woman. He's going to get with that man's wife. Watch this. Watch what I do. He's not even, although he says about, he knows the word of God, he's going to do. When a man is drawn of his own lust, then enticed. In other words, this thing is pepped up in you. It's pepped up in you. Satans have gotten a hold of you. And here you are. You forgot all the things that you are and what you're supposed to be. And you get so enticed with your lust of color and racism and biasness and murders and deceit and debate, all because of different words of jealousy or envy or strife or covetousness. All these things swell up in you. You find an object that you can exact your jealousies and all these things I've just named upon that object. And today in this world, the Satans have gone to the point where it's the contrast of skin, of culture, the way you talk, how fat you are, how poor, how rich you are. Yes, evil is known of his children. Because you were birthed, just like Eve was. You were birthed to try to be something, to think you have alleviated yourself of something that really was not even bothering you. But because you were afraid, you were fearful. These things are the insights of devils that have came into your spirit, into your mind, and convinced you. You know in the day that you do this, they will be erased, and your whiteness or your blackness or this will cause you to be powerful. And you find yourself in jail or dead. But either way, or you might live out your life, but God got you from there. You got too many parameters there. There's a net God already got for the wicked. It's already a net there. If he does allow you to live long enough to see old age, the fact is he did it that you might change your way and turn unto his laws, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. Humble yourself or become meek before the Most High. So therefore, here we go. Joshua took all this in 39. He took the king and the king thereof and all the cities thereof and smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were there, and he left none remaining, as he had done in Hebron. So he did to Debri and the king thereof, and he had done also to Libnah and to her king. See, these kingdoms and kings, they had nice places, but they were not like what we would imagine that the people who occupied England, and they weren't even who you think they are. But either way, so Oshea smote all the country of the hills and of the south and of the vale, that's bushes or whatever you want to call it, and of the springs and all their kings, and he left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathe, as the I Am had commanded. All these Hamites God wanted to get rid of, the children of Canaan. And Oshea smote them from Kadesh Barnea unto Gaza, and all the country of Goshen, even unto Gibeon. He went all the way into Egypt. You think the Egyptians going to mess with him with God on his side? There to go. It says Gaza, even to Goshen. That was the land they usually occupied before they came through the Red Sea. And all these kings in their land did Oshea take at one time, because the I Am God of Israel fought. It wasn't him by himself. It wasn't you that got your riches by yourself. Because your riches are there to try you. It's good to have riches. It's good to be rich, to not worry about anything. But then you have something to worry about, because the poor are your temptation. The poor, the destitute, the maimed, the lame, they're your temptation. They're the constipation of your bowels of mercy. And yet some of you who hear me today have gotten so filthy rich, you want to eradicate those that don't look like you through all itty bitty means, a fly or this or that, because of your agenda. And that is to kill, steal, and destroy. And all these kings in their land did Oshea take at one time, because the I Am God of Israel fought. You don't be you a child of Jacob. You don't have to worry about these people with all these technological things. God got many ways he can just render them irrelevant, or either the person irrelevant, that they'll be deleted. And Oshea returned with all Israel unto the camp of Gilgal. They were safe. And they divided the land. Took over the people. Cleansed the land, buried the dead. Whatever they had to do, that they might have their land back, which was allotted to them by the Most High. Take the land back. First, you have to seek the Most High and what to do. That's the first thing. And with that, we're going to say, peace.
Walk with me.